the deals? What is the deals? What's the deals, my beautiful people? What's the deals? Welcome to Emilio Duran's place, where I talk about and display various things. What's going on, everybody? So this is a very unique story, man. But before I get started, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. I appreciate it. Also, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. And I always reply back to my comments, all right? So this one right here is pretty tricky for me because pets can be looked at as family members for some people, all right? I am a dog owner. I own 2 dogs, and I take my pets very seriously. They're my family, all right? I shelter them, I feed them, I clothe them, I bathe them. I make sure that they're healthy, they get their shots, they go to the doctor. So this one right here is pretty tricky. So I saw the title and I said, let's talk about it. Let me read and give the information to the masses about what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't. But I just wanted to come on here and give my logical thoughts, critique it, judge it, stereotype it, all the stuff that I love to do, and add a little bit of emotion to it because we are human beings. We're not AI. We're not no robots, machine, etc. Right? So this right here says, this is from theroot.com. Shout out to The Root. It says, police suspect roommate killed nursing student over a cat. All right. This young lady right here, you seen her on the screen. There she is right there. So a 23-year-old British nursing student was just days away from graduation when her life was brutally taken. Now, I don't believe in taking anybody's life, right? Now, with that being said, it's a slippery slope if you're in a situation where you have a husband, a wife, a child, and somebody took them away from you. Obviously, the rage, the anger, you feel like taking them out as well, right? Understandable. So I'm not going to sit here and say I wouldn't want to do anything harmful to an individual that did something to my son or to Simbi or my brother, etc., right? That's not being authentic, right? I would have to really sit down, relax, calm myself, pray a lot, and ask Jesus to give me the strength and the courage to face that obstacle. So hopefully it doesn't happen, right? So the police suspect her roommate is behind her killing. The motive, a typical roommate disagreement that went way left. All right, what were they disagreeing on? Houston police say Elizabeth Tamilore, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Odunsi, sorry if I messed it up, got into an argument with her roommate, 40-year-old man named Chester Grant. Huh? So how is this woman? I didn't know you could have roommates in is this in college or are they just roommates? Like sharing an apartment together. So they got into an argument. A 40-year-old man. So she's 23, he's 40. All right, named Chester Grant on April 26th. According to KHOU 11 News, all right, police said the two had only been living together for 2 months at the apartment on Goforth Street on the south side of the city, Houston. I'm assuming, right? Shout out to Houston. I've been there one time. Nice place to shop. I like the Galleria. Nice place to mingle. I want to live there. However, the two had recently got into an argument about their pet cats. They both kept in the home. So it sounded like he had a cat too, right? All right. Somehow, police said the conflict escalated from a simple verbal disagreement. Okay, what was the disagreement? I need to know what the disagreement was about. This is what we need to find out, y'all. Let's see. Da 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 da. Let's see. Let's see. So they said that detectives told KHOU the injuries came from Grant attempting to end his own life after allegedly killing Odunsi. He suffered 6 stab wounds but survived. Okay, so he done stabbed this girl up according to the news, and then he started to stab himself up, but he survived. That's sick, yo. It's one thing, wait, just to shoot yourself, but stabbing yourself, you feel that. That is outrageous. All right. So the poor young lady is gone. All right. Police said she moved from England to Houston. Should have stayed in England, ma'am. Houston is a terrible place. To study to become a nurse. And she was set to graduate that very weekend. This is terrible, man. All right. So what happened though? Why? Why? All right. Grant, after being hospitalized, Grant appeared for a probable cause hearing Saturday following court. The report says he was booked Saturday into Harris County Jail and charged with murder. He's being held on a $500,000 bond, as he should be charged for murder, right? So it doesn't really give a descriptive on really what happened, but why is a 40-year-old and a 23-year-old roommates, right? I don't think they were roommates. I think they were like, you know what I'm saying, doing it. Honestly, I can't see myself. I'm putting myself in a situation. I'm a 46-year-old man, you know what I'm saying? And I got me a little 23-year-old cute thing as my roommate, right? Look at her. Little cute thing, she my roommate. You know what I'm saying? She about to graduate. I'm working. We got our pets. And you mean to tell me like you ain't never like look at her like, my roommate looking kind of fly. It's possible. I don't know. It is possible, right? They were probably just roommates. It's expensive to live in these cities. So they probably really was roommates, right? Without any type of, you know what I mean? And then y'all got into it about the cats. And then it turned into stabbing? Like that's so 0 to 1,000, right? What y'all think? That's wild to me. Like you could say, I could get into it like, yo, your dog Moti, he down there. You know, your dog Moti be tearing up my furniture. You need to buy me some new furniture. Like, okay, I understand. Moti, stop doing that. You know, I'll replace your sofa. I apologize. You know, please don't get rid of my dog. Let's work it out. Something like that. I don't know, but to go to the extreme, like, yo, you gonna do this to my animals? Or I got to go? Or I'm ah! This is a terrible situation. This 40-year-old crashed out. He couldn't handle his emotional rage. He should have just took a deep breath and be the man of the situation, right? You 40, she 23, dog. You could have just told the little tender, like, listen, ma, listen, sit down. Let's talk about these pets, man. Look, the cats, they messing up the blinds, right? I got cat hair everywhere. Like, let's come up with a better system, or let's start cleaning up on a regular basis, because you know what I'm saying, the cats is getting out of character, they getting out of hand. I got cat hair on my shirt, right? Or save up your paper and get your own place, right? If y'all was just roommates and y'all wasn't even like, you know what I mean, doing it, why are you there? Why you roommate? You a 40-year-old man. Why you roommating with a 23-year-old shorty and she about to graduate and become a nurse? What you doing, sir? 40, you should have your life together, man. Only time you should be having this woman with you and y'all live together is that if that's your shorty. I ain't having no females, no daggone roommate. Condolences to the family and friends, man. RIP to the beautiful shorty. And that 40-year-old, you need to stay in prison. Think about what you're doing, dog. You should have had your own place. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. It's very terrible. Shorty was about to become a nurse, get a degree, and this punk just took her life, and because they were arguing over cats. And then you stabbed her up, dog. All right, man. Please leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think about this. It's your boy. Peace.
Now to shocking new details in the stabbing death of a British nursing student on Houston's South Side. Elizabeth Odunsi was killed just over a week ago.
And now that student's roommate, 40-year-old Chester Grant, is charged in her murder. He's being held on a $500,000 bond at the Harris County Jail.
Orko Manna joins us live from there. Orko, you've been covering this case for days, and you're now learning just how violent the stabbing was.
Yeah, Mia, we've learned that Grant is accused of stabbing Odunsi more than 24 times inside their apartment over an argument about his cat. Now, Odunsi's family is hoping to move her body back to the UK.
I'm about to graduate, and I really wish I had this during nursing school because it definitely would have helped.
23-year-old Elizabeth Odunsi often posted videos like this on her popular TikTok page, detailing her time in nursing school after moving to the US from the UK. This video of her dancing, mentioning being 2 weeks out from graduation, is the last post she made. It was uploaded just 5 days before Odunsi's life was cut short. Houston police say Odunsi was stabbed to death on April 26 inside her apartment on Goforth Street by her roommate, 40-year-old Chester Grant. Homicide detectives tell me the killing stemmed from an argument about his cat from days earlier.
Mr.
Grant, now charged with murdering Odunsi, appearing in probable cause court this weekend.
The allegations in this case allege he stabbed his female roommate 28 times, killing her over some disagreement over his cat. So this is an allegedly extremely brutal murder with an extensive history of violence, which I find to be an extreme danger to the community.
A bandage seen on Grant's neck. Police tell me Grant tried taking his own life after killing Odunsi, stabbing himself at least 6 times, including in the neck. The judge also saying Grant has had multiple arrests and convictions for violence from out of state. Odunsi's loved ones creating this GoFundMe page saying, quote, she moved from the UK to the United States to pursue her dream of becoming a nurse, dedicating herself to a life of care and service, and that their, quote, goal is to bring Tammy home from the United States to the UK so she can be laid to rest surrounded by her family and loved ones. Yeah, just heartbreaking for that family. Grant was scheduled to be in court today, but he did not appear because he's still waiting for a court-appointed attorney. Reporting live from the Harris County Jail this afternoon, Orko Manna, KHOU 11 News.